Like to say a special hello to all of the watchers. This is Benefactors, I believe, episode 7.1. When last we left off, we saw the adventures of Nick Halden and his little thieves guild. And today we're going to check in on Slate to see where he is headed after the benefactors had their last meeting and sent everybody off on their way. So we're going to kick things off by going right back to the end of that meeting. So after the end of the meeting, we see a portal open up right directly in front of you, Slate. And RK looks at you and says, I think the high evolutionary wants to talk to you. So what do you do?
You say great and walk through.
Okay, so you walk through. Obviously, the high evolutionary was not at the meeting. You actually have not seen him since you got your powers originally. So he's been preparing for whatever it was that he was doing. Uh, you remember and you recall the last time you were on his on Counter Earth that there just seemed to be so much going on, a lot of preparing, a lot of gathering supplies. You don't really know exactly what it was or why he even wants to talk to you, but you walk through the portal and you are walk directly in front of him and see that he is levitating in the middle of this large room uh, in a meditation position. And when you walk in, he starts talking to you, but in your mind, and he's asked you how you're adjusting with your new powers.
It's definitely different. Before, felt like I felt there was times that the earth would swallow me up because I couldn't hold it back. But now I feel more connected to my powers than ever.
That sounds like how it should feel. Have you ever, since you've stepped out of that booth and uh, been empowered with the power cosmic, have you ever felt like anything was pulling you away from something or like you could sense something in the distance?
I've always had a sense that's been kind of foggy, but I have noticed something, and I can't describe what it is.
Okay, well, I want you to open your mind, close your eyes, and I want you to try to reach out into the great regions of space beyond what you can even normally fathom and see if you can sense what I'm sensing right now. Go ahead and roll a vigilance check.
Okay, got a 13.
13.
13 on the roll.
Okay.
And
Did you
then
did you add your vigilance score to that?
no, so
Out of combat?
it's 15 then.
Okay, not bad. So you attempt to do exactly what the high evolutionary described. You close your eyes. You try to reach out mentally with all of your senses, and you are able to pick up something. The first thing you're able to notice is Nick Fury Sr. Sitting out in the regions of space. Uh, he has taken his new place as the Watcher, and he is watching. It seems like he's watching, not only watching you, but the overall situation that is taking place with the benefactors over the last few weeks. You actually were able to connect with your cosmic awareness pretty well. And even beyond that, you sense the concepts and the aspects of cosmic beings that you didn't even know existed. And you're able to see different beings. You recognize the Celestials in Galactus from having seen them visibly throughout the years. You are able to see what looks like a bunch of disembodied heads that can speak. You reach out a little bit more and you see a being that seems to be half dark and half light. You see even further into the distance a being that seems to be golden and gigantic with three different faces on one head. And even further than that, you see a blinding blue white light of an individual that appears to be on fire, smiling. You aren't able to hear what they're saying, but clearly they're having some type of conversation. So after this is done, the high evolutionary looks at you and says, "What were you able to see?" You can keep it simple
Okay. Didn't know
because
how
I see it too. I can actually hear what they're saying.
people, beings, I have no idea other than the few we've seen on Earth. I can't even describe what these things are.
But what you see is definitely real. Uh, you are now connected to the universe in ways that you will need to learn to understand. The power cosmic allows you to control the very essence of the building blocks of the universe. And because of that, beings far more powerful than you are now taking notice of you. The powers that I have given you, I've only given to one other being or one other creature. I'd advise you, as the elected leader of the gifted, to try to find out who that individual is. You and he, or should I say it, will probably play a very important part in what happens in the multiverse moving forward, which is why you're being noticed by the cosmic beings and the cosmic entities. What were your plans for today?
Well, before all this happened, it's been a long time since I've been to my, well, I guess you could call it home. So I was planning on going back to the temple where my master was to pay my respects.
That seems like a good plan. Before you do that, as the leader, there are probably a few members of your team that don't seem to have anywhere they want to go at the moment that you should check in on. Uh, you should also probably try to formulate some type of rapport with all of your team. And I believe that Kiri has a special request of you as well. So uh, why don't you check and see who's available, and then whatever you choose to do with your time after that, it's up to you. You won't be hearing from me for quite some time. And he opens the portal up for you to get back to the base.
Well, I'm going to look at him and I'm going to tell him, thank you for what you've done.
Well, we'll see how it works. But I have high expectations for you.
Okay. And I'll turn around and I'll walk in the portal.
All right. So you walk back in the portal and it opens right back up into the meeting room that you all were just in. You don't see anyone there. What are you going to do?
There's nobody in there.
Not in the meeting room, no.
Uh, are there any doors? Are there multiple doors that you can walk through, or
Well, at this point, since you have access to the house slippers, you have access to most of the facility. So you can pretty much go any area that is fully accessible to you, which, of course, that isn't everywhere, but there is a training facility. There is a security room that has access to cameras that you can look into. And there's obviously living quarters that um, would basically be for for everyone to lounge in. And there are also uh, pretty much every benefactor has his own area. So you can try to look in any of those areas if you like.
I think for me it would make the most sense if Kiri's looking for me, I'd want to find her first. And if there's an area with cameras, I'd probably want to go to the security room so I could see if I could find where she's at.
Okay, so your choices are to simply walk the facility manually, or if you like, you could ask MH, since you now have access to the controls, to open a door to that area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'll ask where Kiri is.
Okay. Um, what are you asking exactly?
MH, where is Kiri located?
MH isn't going to respond to those types of questions, but if you want him to open the door to where she is, you could.
Okay.
Or you could have him open the door to the security area, but maybe you could see where she is or where anybody is.
You know what? Okay. I'm gonna stick with my first thing. I'm gonna go to the security room before I go anywhere else.
Okay.
So go ahead and open the door up to the security room.
All right. So the door materializes right in front of you. You can walk right on in.
Walking in.
All right. So you walk in into the security area. You see a huge monitor uh, where it it appears to be in all the non-sensitive areas of the facility. So you can look and you see that most of the rooms don't have anything going on at all. You see that there's one area, the workout facility, where you see Dexter and Paladin. They seem to be working and training on some type of sparring techniques or things of that nature. You look and you see that Breaker is also in the workout room, but he's kind of just sitting there, not really doing anything. You see uh, that Remedy is in the uh, lab with Power Broker. You don't know what's going on there. And you see Kiri uh, is in the lounge area with Ezekiel. All of the other benefactors don't seem to be anywhere around. So they're either in a secure area or they are no longer there. We already know that uh, the Ironmonger is not currently in the facility. He's out. So that's what you see. So where would
Okay.
you like to go?
Open me a door to the lounge.
Right. So the door to the lounge opens in front of you. You walk in and you go into this very nice and cozy, but still arcade centric lounge area with a huge TV. It's not on though right now. Ezekiel seems to be talking to Kiri about something. What do you do?
I'll go ahead and walk up to him and I'll take a look at Kiri. I'll give her a bow
Okay.
and I'll tell her, I'll ask her, I heard you were looking for me.
So she stands up. She's very excited enough to jump up with both feet in the air, and she bows back to you. She says, "Yes, I I have a request for you. I remember in our conversations that you are from Japan. Is that true?
I was born in Japan, but I wouldn't say I was from Japan.
Okay. Uh, that works. I would like to go see my father today at Clan Ishihara, and I kind of don't want to go by myself. Here, Remedy is busy with some type of experiments that they're working on today. So, other than you and Dexter and Kier and Remedy, I think you're the one that I would like to bring. Also, I know that I've noticed, even though you don't really fight hand to hand, that the way you move seems to have some type of martial arts background in it. So I kind of want to see what my father thinks of you. Would you be willing to go with me?
Um, Sure. I mean, can, is Ezekiel fine with you leaving right now? Don't you have training to do?
Uh, well, she's fine. This is you all's free time, and honestly, quite honestly, the things that I need from Kiri are on a case by case basis. There's nothing pressing at the moment, so you guys can go do whatever you want.
Okay. Well, then let's go.
Cool. She's excited. She says, "Give me a second to get some things together, and I'll meet you back here, and we can go." So now, what are you gonna do?
Uh, has she left yet?
Yep, she's gone.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna wait for her.
Okay. Um, so she is getting her things together. Um, and in the process, Ezekiel looks at you and says, "So, how does it feel to be the leader of the team?"
I was not expecting that. I can tell you that. I think there's a few people that might be difficult to trust, but I was picked for this, so I'll do my part.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's been a time where I've been a leader, uh, as the head spider totem, and it's just a huge burden. My advice to you is never to let it get to your head where you think you're more important than your team. Uh, I got a suggestion for you. Since Kiri is getting ready, and you know how long it can take women to get ready to go on a trip, why don't you go talk to the rest of the guys that are here and see if you can uh, develop some type of relationship with them and see how they're feeling about what's going on.
The evolutionary said the same thing, so I guess I will do that then.
All right.
So I'll go ahead and uh, I'll open a door to the workout room.
You call on MH again, and a door opens in front of you. You walk into it, and you see, um, as I've described previously, Dexter and Paladin working out, Breaker sitting to the side of the room, not really doing anything. So what do you do?
First person I'm going to go to is Breaker.
As you're walking up to Breaker, he doesn't really react to you or anything.
Uh, I'm not even sure if we've ever had a conversation. So
That
how
what you?
are you? Yeah, that's exactly what I tell him.
He looks at you and he says, I feel kind of weird. Um, Now he is in breaker form at the moment. Uh, as you look at him, roll a vigilance check.
Okay. So I got a 13.
All right. So you can see that he is clearly bigger and stronger than he was before. Whatever happened with uh, the transfer of power to him, it has affected his body in some way. Um, but once again, you still haven't seen him turn into a gorilla. He continues talking. He says, I'm still kind of struggling with the fact that I shot someone, even though they asked me to do it, and I don't really know where to go from here.
Sorry. Um, I'm not a person who enjoys killing either. I try to make it a point not to kill if I can. So I can understand where you're coming from. But you also need to understand that it was necessary. And sometimes, in order for you to get what you needed, necessary things have to happen.
Okay. All my life, I felt like all I've done is what's necessary. It feels different when it comes to taking a life. Have you ever killed anyone before?
I have. I haven't told a lot of people, but I have.
How did you feel? Or did you feel good about it? Did you, is it still, is there like this aching inside of you? Because that's how I feel. Like there's just this pain inside of me from having hurt someone like that.
I could tell you honestly, Breaker, it's never going to leave you. I've had to deal with that myself, and I think about all those people. But you just have to move forward. And if you can't, then you're going to have a problem.
Okay. I didn't realize that you were dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with. He looks around. He says, Can I show you something?
Sure.
He looks around again. He sees that Dexter and Paladin are busy doing whatever it is they're doing. And he stands up and he stands directly in front of you. You can tell by the way he's moving, he's kind of doing it in a way that would kind of block the view. And he transforms into a what looks to be a child. He's about he looks like he could be as maybe about 12, 13 years old. And now he's in good shape. Uh, he's not a frail or anything like that. He's about 5'4". Looks like he weighs about 140 or 150 pounds. So he's a strong built kid. He has black hair, black blue eyes, uh, long black hair, handsome kid. He says, This is my true form. He says, I don't really have time to explain right now, but when I'm in this form, I don't feel the same as I do in the other forms that I have. So, since you're the leader of the team, I need you to try to keep my secret, and I need you to try to make sure that Breaker doesn't get out of control because he's the one that's struggling, and I don't want to reveal this form yet because when I do, it puts the people I love in danger. Can you
I
help me
know.
with that?
I'm gonna. So he's about. Say he's about 12. I'm gonna go kneel down on one knee to get to his eye level.
Wait, don't
And
don't kneel down. I don't want them to see me.
well, I thought we were hidden.
No, 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 you're blocking him because you're bigger than he is.
Okay.
They they also
Well,
are paying attention. He's a kid. This is his reasoning.
okay. Well, I'll pop back up real quick. Sorry, I didn't notice. Um, I'll just tell him where I come from, the family that I had taught me about vows. And I'll give you a vow that I won't reveal your secret to anybody.
Sounds good to me. You can see that in this form, his confidence seems to be a lot stronger, despite his young nature. In fact, Breaker was a lot more childish than this kid is. Um, he transforms back into Breaker, and Breaker says, "If you ever want to know how what's going on with me, we can talk another time." And then he goes back to doing whatever he was doing.
Okay. Take it easy, Breaker. I'll turn around and I'll head over towards Dexter and Paladin.
And so you walk up to him. Paladin says, "What's going on, man?"
Hello, Paladin. Dexter. Hope everything's going good.
And Dexter says, "Hey, everything is great. I'm learning. I'm a lot more versatile now just from a few weeks of learning this judo. So you know any martial arts?"
I do.
Paladin says, "Oh, really? I thought you might. I could tell by the way you move. How about a little sparring session with Dexter? No powers, no quarters.
Sure. Let's give it a shot.
Roll for initiative."
I'm feeling dangerous. I got a 13.
Yeah, he's got you for sure. Here we go. Surprise. All right, so Paladin says, "All right, remember for this situation, just a sparring session. No powers, just hand to hand. All right, no flying. Just trying to see what you get." All right, so Dexter, um, he's just gonna he's just gonna walk like trying to get close to you, but
Mm,
he looks like he's trying to play defense, and that's exactly what he does. So he just goes into a defensive stance. You see him like kind of put both hands up at about head level, spread apart, and he just waits. It's on you.
okay. I'll make the first move. I'll walk up to him and I'll make a melee strike.
All right, just a punch. All right, go ahead and roll. It's gonna be with trouble because he's in defensive stance.
Okay. So I got a 12, but I got to re-roll the 5 I had. That's not good. Well, actually, no. Technically, it was a 1 is a
Was
Marvel,
that a
not a 6,
was that
right?
a if it's the Marvel die, yes.
Okay, so I guess I got to stick with the 5 then, because this would
No,
have been
wait. What so wait, which die did you re-roll?
my. It was the Marvel die because that was my
Marvel
lowest.
die was at one?
No, the Marvel die was at 5. If I have trouble, I have to re-roll the highest one, correct?
Correct.
Right, that was a 5,
So
and
you re-roll that.
I just re-rolled that and I got a 1.
Okay, that's great for you. So I'll add it all up.
13.
13. Did you add your melee score today?
Sure did.
All right, so that's a fantastic failure.
Okay.
So what's gonna happen is you attempt to punch Dexter, um, but uh, you miss. He dodges backwards, and as a reaction to you dodging backwards, he attempts to grapple you, but because your punch was so far off, you actually roll out of the grapple, and it's your turn again.
Okay. All
Go
right.
ahead.
All right. I look at Dexter and I say, just so you know, my martial arts works a little bit differently than normal. And I go in and I try and kick him in the head.
Okay. So after that dodge, you attempt to spin and kick.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay, I got,
You got trouble. Don't forget.
yep. So I'll roll 1. I got a 13 again.
So this time you attempt to spin back into with a roundhouse kick. Dexter sees it coming. He ducks underneath it, and um, he is because he's in defensive stance. That attack allows him to pay 5 focus, which he will pay 5 focus, and he's going to do a reverse momentum throw on you. So he's going to pivot his body, grab your leg, and spin that. Use your momentum to spin you onto the ground. Uh, let's see what the damage for that is. Oh, so wait. Actually, what we need to do, whatever we need to calculate what your damage would be. So you still got your rolls there, right?
Yeah.
So what were your if you had hit me, what would your damage have been?
Let's see. So it would have been 12, 12.
All right. So by using your momentum, he does 6 damage to you,
Okay.
and you are knocked prone, and he's right next to you. You take 6 health points. You got to calculate that yourself. I don't know what your points and stuff is.
No, I got it.
Now, now he's going to attempt to strike. Just do a simple downward strike on you while you're on the ground. Ooh, that's definitely hits. I'll just ask you though, does a 16 hit? I'm sorry, 18 hit?
It does.
All right.
I mean,
So,
you said no power, so we're not doing any evasion. I mean, I know I can't do probably some
well,
with the Dodger, I think, because
so
I'm
so
prone.
so so just to explain, I'm talking about like superpowers or things of that nature. If you have evasion, that's fine, that works.
Okay.
But I think 18 still hits you.
Yeah, no, it's going to. I'm just.
All right. So sheesh. So he does a downward strike on you while you're prone on the ground, catches you in the side of the jaw. He does 20 points of damage to you. So that's in addition to the 6 he had already done.
Okay.
And he backs up. He's still in defensive stance. It's on you. Paladin says, "Are you ready to give up yet?"
I said, you know what? Maybe I'll take a chance at dodge, or I'll go into a defensive stance myself. You can come at me this time as I'm breathing heavy.
You got defensive stance as
I'm
a
gonna
power.
go. I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna use an action though,
You
and
using you're using dodge.
I'm using dodge as my action.
I think dodge only. I think that only works on agility attacks. Let me double check.
Yeah.
Let me double check. It says the character actively dodges to avoid incoming enemy attack. Oh no, I'm wrong. It's any attack. Okay, cool. All right. So Dexter's like, okay, cool. So he sees you going to you trying to dodge him.
Yep.
Uh, he's gonna run up to you. He's gonna attempt to grapple you.
Okay.
He does a 16 hit.
For how, what is it against?
It's gonna be against your melee defense.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's gonna hit, unfortunately.
Okay, so he runs up to you. He attempts to grapple you by grabbing your shirt, whatever it is you're wearing. And so, with the successful grab, if you want, you could try to escape from that, from the grapple.
I think at that point, while he's got me, if I'm able to speak, I don't know how exactly he grabbed me, but I'm gonna say, all right, you win.
So Dex is like, yes. It's like obvious Paladin. He walks up, he pats Dexter on the back, and he extends his hand to you to help you get back up.
I'll definitely take it.
All right. He said, "Hey man, I can tell you got some skill, but you have obviously been out of practice. Let me give you a word of advice. In this business, you never know who's going to be able to find a way to shut off your powers, or uh, anything could happen out there in the field where you might need to use your hand-to-hand abilities. If I were you, I would start practicing those things again. Just saying.
That might be good advice.
Never throw all your eggs in one basket, man, especially as a leader. All right, so then they go back to sparring. What do you
Dust myself off, take a deep breath, and then I'm gonna go to the lab. Go ahead and open me a door to the lab.
All right, so MH does his thing, the door opens, you step through it, and you walk through, and Power Broker is sitting there. He's at some type of computer, and he says, "Okay, Kiri, I mean not Kiri. I got too many characters in my head." He says, "Okay, Remedy, go ahead and try to heal that plant." So you look over to the plant, and you see this. It's just like this very old potted plant that's dead. Like it's completely dead beyond repair. No amount of water would help this thing to live. And she uses her powers on it, and the plant slowly comes back to life, like it was never harmed at all. And so Remedy looks at him like, I had no idea my powers worked on anything other than humans, or anything, other than like an animal or anything like that. And Power Broker says, I've been trying to tell you, you're a lot stronger than you think. That's not even the final test. So he gets up and he hovers with his little hover jets. He picks up a giant chair. He says, everybody step back. Or then in the meantime, he notices that you came in the room and said, "Oh, how you doing, Slate? You came right on time to see this because I think we got something here that you all have no idea what Remedy really is." And he lifts his hand up and he forms a fist and he smashes the wooden chair into pieces. He says, "Remedy, do your thing." She looks at him like, "What do you mean?" He says, "I want you to use your powers on this chair. But wait a minute, let me get over here back to this computer. I need to scan this." So he goes over, he hits a few buttons on the computer, and Remedy walks up to the chair, or should I say, what used to be a chair, and she starts to use her powers. And you see the chair pieces start to reform into a chair. It looks exactly the same as it was before Power Broker smashed it. Power Broker can barely maintain his excitement, and Remedy is just looking confused. And he says, "Listen, while you all were doing your tests, we were scanning and monitoring everything that you all were doing. The energies that come from you, Remedy, are not just healing energies. There is some of that, but there's also temporal energies and cosmic energies. I don't think that you can heal people. I think you can heal the universe itself." So she's just standing there like, "I don't even know what that means." And he says, "It means that you may be one of the most powerful humans, or should I say mutants on the planet. And we need to figure out how best to utilize it." So she just standing there in shock. And she looks at you and she says, "What do you think this means?"
And I tell her, I always thought your healing abilities were incredible, but this, I mean, healing, repairing, if how whatever you want to call it at this kind of level, you're someone who never ceases to amaze me. You could do whatever you want with this kind of power.
Blushes a little bit. Nobody's ever said anything like that to me. Um, wow. I don't even know what I want to do. So Broker steps in. He says, "I don't even think you guys understand just how crazy this is. You know, I have worked with the super soldier serum. I've come in contact with people that have used all types of methods to get stronger. I've seen some healers. I've never seen anybody be able to do something like this. I don't even know what this is, but we have to continue running tests." She's like, "Okay, well, let's see what we can find out." She walks back over to the power broker, and power broker looks over at you and says, you need to make sure you take care of her."
I will. But can I ask one question first?
Go right ahead.
And this is towards Remedy, I should be saying. I just got my head beat in by that kid over in the other room. Remedy, could you give me a hand?
No problem. She Remedy likes you, so she has no problem doing that. She walks up to you and she touches you, and you're healed.
Never ceases to amaze. Good luck, Remedy.
Um,
I'll be seeing you soon.
all right, well, have fun doing whatever it is you're about to do.
And I think before I walk out, I'll turn around and look at her. And ask her, is there anything you want me to tell Kiri?
Oh, just tell her I said have fun. I'm kind of. What are you going with her?
She asked. I know
Oh,
you're busy though.
that is so cool. I want to go one day too. But I have too many tests to run. You guys have fun.
You too. And I'll let her know about that.
All right, cool. Um, so what do you do?
I'm gonna open the door back to the lounge and see if Kiri's done yet.
All right, so you walk into the lounge and you see Kiri is there waiting for you. She said, "Where were you? You took so. I've been ready. Let's go."
Oh, I'm sorry. But before we go, I just wanted to let you know Remedy says hi.
Oh, I love Remedy. Let's
All
get
right,
out of here.
yeah, let's go.
All right, so Remedy asks MH to open up the door, uh, and it opens up. You're assuming it's the same door that she took to get here in the first place. And you both walk through the door. And I know you've been to Japan before, so let's roll a knowledge check.
Okay. That's logic. Oh, goody. I got a 10.
10 on the dot, huh? Okay.
10 on the.
So you all emerge from the door and you see that you are at a mountainous region. Uh, you kind of recognize it as someplace in Kodo. In your travels and in whatever your dealings were, you have been through here before, but you're not familiar with it. And it also seems to be like some type of place that is off to the side, so to speak, so that not everyone will be aware of its area or be traveling through it on a regular basis. But you're definitely in the Kodo region. So Kiri looks at you and says, "Have you ever been to Kodo before?"
Probably. It's been a long time since I've been back this way.
Yeah, well, we got a ways to go, so let's go. So you guys start to walk up this winding mountain path, and after about an hour or so, um, Kiri asks you. You guys have obviously been talking on the way. She looks at you and says, "She says, I would like to know what you can do now that you've gotten your gift."
Well, let me show you. And uh I'll use flight to pop up in the air.
Okay, so as you start flying, she says, "Be careful, don't fly too high. Um, you might get shot down in this area.
Shot down.
Come down and I can explain it to you."
Yeah, I'll do that.
First, that is so cool that you can fly. I did not know you could do that. I'm gonna have to show you my powers too at some point. She says, "We are heading to Ishihara Fortress. I am from a ninja clan and I am a part of the Tokyo Thieves Guild. My father is a little bit, shall I say, protective of this area. Uh, and we have been developing our ninjutsu in this area for thousands of years. So if you fly too high in this area, you might get shot down by my father's uh, elite ninja.
Well, I guess walking it is.
You guys continue to walk up the mountain, and she says, "Be careful. Make sure there are traps in this area." So you guys are walking up. Um, Roll a vigilance check.
Okay.
She'll roll as well, and she
Okay.
gets.
I rolled a 16 with 1 on the Marvel die.
Oh, okay. So she passes. As you are walking up, um, you see because you're walking through a mountainous area and you're kind of enclosed in like a mountain area on both sides. And as you step through, it must be some type of pressure point you can't really see. And holes open up in the sides of the mountains and darts come through. Kiri easily just jumps up above the area where the darts are going through. So her spider powers are definitely intact.
Mhm.
You, without spider powers, but with an extremely oppressive role, you are able to clip and dodge through all of the darts without being touched. And at the end of it, you you flip up and land with your hands in the air as if it was the simplest thing you've ever done. And because of that, you earn an extra karma point. So you're at 4 karma.
Nice.
And she looks at you like, I knew that you had some type of martial arts skill, but I had no idea you could move like that, Slate.
Everybody gets lucky.
Okay, that's what we'll call it. You guys continue to walk up the mountain. You're being a little bit more cautious of the traps now. Another vigilance check.
Okay. Just I'm looking at some of my traits here just in case. Okay.
You roll as well.
So that went to 10.
10.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. 12.
Okay. So um, as you're stepping, you spot. You're a quick learner, right?
Yes.
Roll with an edge, or should I say, roll the lowest dice.
Okay. That is 14.
All right. So you're able to see the indentation that indicates the pressure point of the traps. Um, Curie looks like she already knew it was there, and she was just waiting to see if you were going to notice. So she says, "You're pretty smart, Slade.
I appreciate that.
You know my father is testing us, right? So you guys keep walking up. Do another vigilance check.
Yikes. 7. Uh, actually 9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see it coming, but Kiri does, or should I say, let me check and make sure she does. Oh, she rolls a fantastic success. So you're walking up the mountain,
Am I
and
able to
you're
use quick learner again?
nope because there's this is not the same check.
Okay.
So as you're walking up the mountain, uh, you're oblivious to a shuriken being thrown at the back of your head. Kiri having noticed their presence using her newly acquired spider sense and also her just elevated sense of detection from her ninja training grabs you and pulls you out the way. As this
Ooh,
happens, and she says, I guess we have another test to deal with. Uh, you see four separate ninja on either side of the mountain, high up. Can't really make out any weaponry or anything uh, from this distance. Uh, roll for initiative.
I rolled a 7 plus I add my initiative number to it too, right?
Hmm?
Do I
Yeah,
add my
you add your initiative modifier to it.
Yeah, so I got a 9.
Now,
Yep.
1 second. Okay, and the ninja will roll. Hmm. Okay. Just to let you know, you're fully healed. I don't know if I told you that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here he is first. He says to you, I don't know exactly what's happening right now. Just make sure that you don't let them get too close to you. I don't think you can handle I don't know if you're ready to handle them up close. And don't fly too high. So she is going to jump towards the left, the group of ninjas on you guys' left side, up the mountain. Uh, with her jumping ability, she is able to get to where they are in one jump, um, which is about 30 feet high. So both sides they're about 30 feet away upwards. She
Okay.
jumps up there and she simply tries to do a spider strike on both of the ninjas that are on the left side. So we see how. I mean, not pretend like I know exactly what that means. New territory now. And so she's gonna make two. She's gonna attempt to make two attacks against both of these guys. Oh, that roll is interesting. So she attempts to. She jumps up. You see her doing a little spider movements, and she uh, tries to come down on and strike one of them. The ninja flips out of the way. She attempts to dash back and dart at the next one with a kick, and he steps out of the way. So she completely whiffs. Now it's their turn. Right. So the ninja on the two ninja on your right side, they they just continue to come down the mountain. They're doing a full sprint. So they are both well, one of them is coming. He's doing a full sprint and he's 10 feet away from you. And then the next one does the same. He's 10 feet away from you. I mean, sorry, not 10 feet away from you, but they move 10 feet down a mountain because they're doing a full sprint.
Okay.
Neither of them are close enough to do anything, but they're going to both use dodge as they're coming down. The other um, two that are next to Kiri. What are they gonna do? Um, let's see. One of them is gonna make a full dash towards you. He's gonna do a full dash towards you, and he's gonna ignore Kiri, who just jump kick past his head. The other one is looking directly at her. He runs and tries to run up behind her, and he is going to use an elemental blast, the signature attack on Edge. You don't even really need it, but we're going to use it anyway. Okay. Mhm. So I got this right. So, bear with me here. Um, all right, so we got a yeah, she has spider sense, so that edge actually doesn't count. But either way, he runs up to her, thinking that he's got her because she just completely whiffed on her attack. He does some type of hand signs, takes a deep breath, and this huge blast of fire comes out of his mouth. But uh, all she has to do is duck it to get underneath it. And right now, he's right next to her. So it is on you.
Okay, so I've got three people. Uh, they're about 20 spaces away from me, you said? Because they're
So on the right side, they're both about 20 spaces away from you, right next to each other, coming down the mountain. The other one is about 20 spaces from you coming down the mountain on your left side.
okay. So I'm going to, let's see. I also forgot that I don't know if it would have mattered for the other fights, but at least for this fight, I do have sturdy. So I at least have one damage reduction now.
All right. Thor is going to matter.
Um, and am I able to still attack while I'm flying?
Sure can. Flight is just a movement.
Okay, well, Slate will take flight, but I'm not going to obviously go above the 30.
Okay, where you going?
So I'll go about 10 spaces high,
All right. So you're 10 spaces off the ground, straight up.
straight up.
All right.
And then I'm going to the our ninja friend on the left that's coming down. I'm going to use I'm going to pay 10 focus to use elemental blast on him.
You got to keep track of that focus.
Yeah, I know. I've changing it right now.
So you're just using five? You said 10.
Yeah, I'm using 10.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I will go ahead and it says
You have an
make
edge.
yep,
However,
with it.
however, that edge is canceled out by this being an agility attack and him having slow motion dodge. So
Okay.
it's just normal.
Okay. Just roll in. So that was a 16.
That's a hit.
Okay,
What's the
and it's
damage?
also it's also a fantastic. I'm rolling good today.
Oh, fantastic. What's the damage?
Let's see. So it is. Hang on a
You're
second.
adding, don't forget you're adding an extra five to your agility bonus for this one.
All this math.
Right. So whatever
So Six times. Is that
Six
right?
times it's gonna. Do you have? You don't have accuracy, do you?
I do. So it's six times
Accuracy.
four.
Accuracy. What? Okay, so six times four.
Yeah, so that's 24 plus five for my level. So that's
No, three.
29
Your
plus a
level. What? Wait. What's your accuracy score?
five. Oh, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Accuracy is plus one,
No. What's your accuracy? What is your? I'm sorry. What is your agility score?
five,
Okay, so it's gonna be like you said, six times four. That's 24 plus five plus
29.
another five.
Yeah.
Then you double that for fantastic.
So 68.
All right, so um, you fly straight up. That actually puts you in line, close to being in line with the ninja that is running towards you. And you, as you do so, giant rocks come out from underneath you and fly in his direction. And it completely catches him off guard. And he takes it straight to the face and gets flattened into the mountain. And he rolls down the mountain because he is out. You definitely took him out. All right, so Kiri sees this. She was like, "Wow, okay." So she attempts to. She's gonna try to take the other guy that's next to her that just shot fire at her. Uh, she comes out from underneath her duck, and she's just gonna try to do a straight uh, dash punch at this man here. Wow, man. So she ducks underneath the fire. She comes at him with a straight punch, and he dodges it. You're rolling great. She's rolling terribly. So he's going to uh, duck underneath the punch, and he's going to attempt to hit her with his sai. And she's right next to him. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and so he rolled, and he's going to have trouble on the roll. And so he dodges her punch, and she dodges his side as he attempts to stab her in the side of the ribs. She's able to jump to the side, and it completely misses. Meanwhile, the other two are running down the side of the mountain on the right side. One jumps off of the mountain. He's carrying a Kusurigama,
Mm-hmm.
which has a range of 15 feet.
Ooh.
And is because you flew up in the air, by him running down and jumping towards your direction, it puts him just in the range to be able to grab you. He's going to attempt to grapple you here. There's a 14 hit.
So with evasion, I could use my agility score, which is a 15.
All right,
It's
so
is it
he
considered range or is it considered melee?
this is melee. This weapon just has an outstanding reach.
Okay. So
So
my agility score is a 15.
all right, so he tries it, and he swings the Kasurigama at you, and it's within range, but you see it coming, and you just basically float up above it. He's now in free fall for about 15 feet, which is not too bad. We'll see what happens when he lands after his other guy takes his attack. He's just going to jump towards you after running forward a little bit. So he's about 15 feet high, too. He jumps forward and it puts you in the range of his kunai. He's going to attempt to throw one at you.
Okay.
Flight is causing these guys a little bit, or maybe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 16. That hit.
Can I use slow motion dodge?
Oh, so you have a. You don't even have to use it. It's automatic. So he
Oh,
that gives him trouble. So he'll roll. We roll. You roll better. It's an 18. So you dodge, but it's not enough to catch the kunai to get out of the way the kunai that's coming at you.
okay.
See, we're gonna roll. What's the damage on that? Uh, not doing too much. Uh, gonna do 10 points of damage to you.
And that's with 30.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not. Forgot about sturdy. Got it. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
6 points of damage.
Okay.
Um, Meanwhile, the other ninja lands. It's just 15 feet. He lands, does a tuck and roll, and is standing basically right underneath you. And the same happens with the other one. Now it's Kiri's turn again. She's starting to get frustrated. It's like, it's crazy. I'm embarrassing myself, and they can't even do anything to you. She's going to try to hit this fire ninja with her new firepower, her new web powers. So that's a hit. So she jumps backwards from a distance out of the range of his fire breath, and you see her extend her wrist out and manage to shoot some webbing at the ninja's feet, and he's stuck. Now it's back on the fire ninja. He just looks at it, realizing he's not going to be able to get out. Uh, so he realizes he's in trouble. He's just going to use his elemental blast on the webbing. All right, so he uses his elemental blast, and he burns the webbing around his feet. He's going to take 5 points of damage for his own attack because it hits him incidentally. And now he runs towards Kiri. The other two ninjas that are below you, because you're only 10 feet above, the guy with the Kusarigama is going to attempt to snag you again.
Okay.
18 hits.
18. Is that with the slow motion dodge? Or no, it's melee. That's melee. Um,
No, it's not. Slow motion dodge is. Oh, this is a melee attack. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, if that's the case, then since I can use it as a reaction, I'm going to use my elemental protection.
Okay. So,
So it's going to cost me 15 focus. So I'm at 65. Well, I don't have to tell you that, I guess. Um, any attacks against me that do 20 points of damage or less are instantly absorbed.
all right. So, see what he does. He doesn't even hit you. Oh no, he had hit you before. So yeah, so he did. I'm sorry. Doing the calculations. One, two. He did. He definitely did more than 10 points of damage.
Okay.
So if I'm correct, it just stops the attack.
Well, it's he's got to get past 20 points.
You're at elemental protection too.
Yeah, my elemental protection is level 2.
Okay, let me double check. Yeah, he's not doing that much. So it just he reaches up and tries to get you with the Kasurigama. It basically just bounces off of what seems to be like shards of earth that uh, have risen up around you. It seems like you have some type of gravel protecting you that rolls up and blocks the attack. Does no damage. The other one, you're just in range for him to attempt his elemental blast attack. He's going to try that.
Okay.
I'm still getting used to all this new stuff. Okay. He's going to use 10 focus. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy, he has an edge because it's canceled out by your slow motion dodge though. So he's gonna attempt. You see him doing some type of hand signs, and out of his hands extends like this electricity attack that arcs up towards you, but you are able to simply dodge out of the way. Um, really doesn't have anywhere else to go, so he just stays there. It is on you.
Okay.
I'm actually giving you two attacks because I think I skipped your attack last round. So go ahead.
I don't think so.
I think I did.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll take two attacks.
Yeah.
So the guy with the Kasurigama, I'm gonna go ahead and use Elemental Grab on him. That's gonna cost me another 5 focus,
Head and roll.
and that's a ego check or ego attack against his melee.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
I rolled a 14. Plus my wait, no. Yeah, that's right, 14.
All right. That's a hit.
All
What's the
right.
damage?
So let's see. I don't know if this does damage. I think this is
Uh,
just a snare attack.
oh yeah, you're right. So you extend the hand and uh, rocks formulate out of the ground into a hand and they just grab the ninja. What do you do?
I turn my attention to the next guy.
Do you happen to have um, elemental choke?
I don't.
Okay.
I think that's a level away from
All
me.
right. So he's just grabbed then.
Yeah, he's just like a grapple.
Okay. Well, he's gonna attempt to use his reaction ability to escape the grab.
Yeah, he's got to roll a 20.
He does not. So go ahead with your other attack.
All right. For my other attack, I will go ahead and just use an elemental burst this time, so I don't have to pay for anything.
All right. Who you attacking?
The guy with the kunai.
Okay.
Actually, I'll use this. Let's see. So I rolled a 15.
All right. That's a hit. It's the damage.
Uh, Damage. Keep hitting the wrong one. 25.
All right. So one of the rocks, the same rock that blocked the Kusurigama, you shoot that at his head, and it just knocks him to the side. It looked like it was barely even an attempt. Um, he's got a he's got a huge bump on his head, and he looks woozy, but he's still standing there. Uh, all right, so now it was Kiri's turn again. Back to the next round. She is getting frustrated. She simply dodges at this man again. She jumps at him and she attempts to grapple him. Oh, that's definitely a success. And as a reaction to the grapple, this is so messed up. As a reaction to the grapple, she is going to use, and I'll explain why she can do this later. She's going to use elemental blast. Sorry, elemental burst. I'll explain in a second. Now, what I've done with ninja characters is I've created a whole new power set, and they can react to certain grabs with elemental attacks.
Okay.
But only those with ninja training can do this. So she's basically going to spit acid breath into this man's face. Let's see if it works. Oh, it works. So she grabs him. Uh, she's obviously stronger than she ever has been because of the spider powers. And she's going to do, I don't even think I need to calculate this. I don't. So he's already burned at the feet from his own fire, and now his face is burning. And he screams and flails around, and then he just collapses. Now it's the trapped ninja's turn. He's going to attempt to escape again. Okay, but that's not a 20, but it is a fantastic success.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is he's going to attempt to get out. Doesn't get out. He's able to like pry open the 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 rock fingers just a little bit. So his next attempt to escape, the target number is going to be changed to 10.
Okay.
The other ninja jumps on top of the fist and then jumps up to where you are. He's going to attempt to uh, melee attack you, realizing that it's been too difficult to hit you from a distance. He's going to try to melee attack you with his comma. That is a 17. That hit.
My agility score is a 15. So no, it does.
All right. So let's see. You have sturdy too as well, right?
I do.
And that sturdy is messing these guys up. All right, so calm is a +1 damage multiplier. That's negated by the sturdy, so it's just one. 3 times 1 + 2. So he's hitting you for 5 damage.
Okay. So it's gonna get nullified again.
Gonna get nullified again. Is
The
elemental
elements,
protection,
yeah.
is that automatic or does it stay after it's done?
Uh, Let me see.
No, you have to use it again. No, no, it says concentration. So actually,
It's as far as I know, it's persistent until they get past that 20 points.
yeah, yeah. So it didn't do anything. So he's on it. He hits you, but it just like the comma basically just scrapes against the rocks and it doesn't get through to you. And he's on a free fall now. So it's curious. It's your turn.
Okay. So while he's fallen, I'm gonna send another rock burst straight into him.
Go ahead, roll.
That was a 14.
Right? So you just, as he's falling downwards, a rock comes, a rock comes from behind him, hits him dead in the middle of the spine, and you see his body go up from the momentum, and you can see as the rock brings him up to your face, you see that he's passed out, and you just let him fall back down to the ground unconscious. Kiri, uh, it's her turn now. She simply jumps off of the left side of the mountain towards the guy in the fist. And she's gonna attempt to just punch him in the face. She's trying to keep it simple now. And she successfully connects, and that's gonna be 19 points of damage. Um, so he takes the punch to the face. He's reeling back a little bit, but he still seems to be conscious. She simply steps to the side and says, "You call him, you get the last hit."
Uh, well,
Meanwhile, as she says that, he tries to escape again. Target number is 10 this time. And not only does he is he able to escape, you see him pull out a smoke bomb and toss it, and he disappears into the into the smoke, and the battle is over. He ran. So she looks at you and says, "Believe it or not, those are the weakest guys in my father's army."
that's good to know.
So you guys continue walking down the path, and you see that you're right at the entrance. There's this very large gate, and
Let
as you
me
approach, go ahead,
ask a real quick question.
go
If
ahead.
I wanted to regain some of my focus back, do I need to do that during combat, or is there like an out of combat way to do that?
So you can do it. You can do it out of combat as you're walking. You just tell me you just want
Okay.
to use.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a karma point.
All right, you're gonna have to roll. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
This up. Um, roll. You're gonna spend a point. You're gonna make it. This should be easy for you. You got to hit a 10. You're going to do it with your vigilance out of combat score added to it, the roll.
Okay. So it's a 12.
All right, what's your Marvel die?
3.
All right, so you're going to multiply that 3 times what you normally would do. So whatever your vigilance, wait a second,
Is it the
it's going to be 3. It's going to be 3. Whatever your Marvel die roll was, times your rank
okay?
plus your vigilance out
Okay.
of combat score.
So 11. I'll gain back.
You gain 11 focus.
Not bad.
I mean, it's free. Might as well.
Yep.
All right, so you guys, so as you get to the gate, uh, you can tell they've been waiting on you because they pull back this heavy gate that will be very difficult for anyone to get in. And as you guys walk in, you see that there are archers to the left and right. You see this huge training ground area where various ninja are doing different drills and different training. Uh, you see some practicing their grapples and sparring. You see some working with what different types of weapons. just a huge display of uh, ninja ness as you walk through. Uh, Carrie says, "Well, what do you think? What do you think about what you see?"
I just kind of sigh and look around and say, "This was this where you grew up?"
He says, "Yes, I've gone. This is where I grew up. My mother died when I was young, and I've been training with my father pretty much my entire life to be a ninja."
Hmm. Well, lead on. Let's go meet your father.
As you guys walk through all the rigmarole, very impressive looking place. You go into the main hall where your father is. We're just going to skip all the rest of the descriptions. And as she walks in, she sees her father sitting on a, I guess for all intents and purposes, it would be considered some type of throne. She bows and she says, "Hello, Otosai." And he looks at her and he looks at you. And he just starts laughing a little bit. He says, "Hello, Musumi." And he gets up and he walks over. Big dude, like huge dude, like way bigger than the average Japanese man. He's about 6'5", uh, well, about 6'3", about 220 pounds. Black eyes, black hair. Looks normal though, but you can tell like he is not. Whatever you just fought was nothing compared to what he is. You can just sense it, either by just his stature or through some sort of connection that you have through Power Cosmic. He hugs his daughter, which that's not traditionally what they do, but he's so happy to see her. And he says, "It's been so long, daughter." Uh, they have a conversation. Uh, are you eavesdropping?
Sure will.
All right, so you can make out something about uh, him just basically asking her about her experiences. It's clear that he knows that he knew what she was doing, that he was aware of the whole uh, going to see what the benefactor was about. And just by the way they're talking, it seems like it was a part of his plan where he wanted her to go and get what he could get. And also that they have some plan put in motion for not really the benefit of the ninja clan, but actually some way to make sure that the Tokyo Thieves Guild, can prosper from it. So he looks at you and he bows. He says, "Welcome to Ishihara Fortress.
Hmm. I'll
Do you
just
have
give
any
him,
questions?"
I'll just show my respect and give him a quick bow as well. And um, I can't, I can't really think of any questions.
He says, "I've actually been in communication with my daughter. She seems to be very impressed by you. Well, everything but your martial arts capabilities."
Now, wait a second. I've already told other people, and I'll tell you the same thing. My martial arts skills are just fine. They're just different. It's not always about punching people in the head.
So, would you like to test them against me?
No, I wouldn't. Thank you.
Ikize, let's go.
What are we doing? Wait.
So he runs at you. Roll initiative.
I can't just fly out the way.
You're inside. You can try.
Okay. No,
Roll it.
all right, here we go.
Roll for initiative. I know you weren't expecting this much confidence.
All right. Uh, 10. Well, 12, actually.
All right, so it's his turn. So he runs directly at you, and you can see that he is extremely happy to be doing this. Like he hasn't fought in a while. Runs at you. He the right paper. He attempts to use some type of elemental grab attack. Now you notice something different. The ninja you were fighting against, they were using both hands and way more hand symbols than he's using. He's using one hand and he only does one symbol. So this dude is an adept.
Okay.
All right, so he's trying to use elemental grab. Um, there's a 20 hit.
It's against, what is it against?
It's against your melee defense.
20 will hit.
All right, so rocks, rocks come up from around your feet. It's almost like mud, but it's hard. Surrounds your entire body and entraps you. You can attempt to escape if you like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, was there, hang on.
Got to hit a 20.
Okay, that doesn't work. Okay. It's a
What are you
melee
trying?
check.
What are you
A
trying to do?
melee check. Uh-oh.
Did you roll?
Yeah. I rolled a 9.
Okay, so it doesn't work. Um, so he's just going to use, in reaction to the successful grab, elemental choke. So go ahead and roll for that. So he uses right elemental suffocation. Yeah, that sounds even worse. Boy, and that's a perfect success. But he's going to hold back. And he says, "Why did you leave your home?" And as he's saying this, the you can see the mud coming towards your mouth.
And I'm going to go, what are you talking about? Kiri asked me to come here.
I'm not talking about Your home in New York, your old home.
Old home.
He's trying to intimidate you.
I only have one other home.
Obviously, that is the one to which I refer.
What would you know about that temple?
He says, you never know you never know the information that can get out when you don't finish business. Your tale is more widespread than you know.
Who even are you people?
Instead of us talking about who we are, let me introduce you to someone you already know. Yamawo se Fukushita Otoko, the man who conquered the mountain. And coming around the corner, wrapped in bandages, walking with a limp and a cane, is Kuji Motoro, the leader of the gang that you wiped out, the accidental use of your powers. Long time no see.
You piece of slime.
You judged me? I didn't almost kill you. I didn't wipe out your entire crew. I didn't kill innocent people.
You deserve worse.
Okay. Well, I can understand you feeling that way. Uh, Genji, you can let him go. So you see the Kiri's father flex his hand back, and all of the mud and gravel starts to come down from your body and go back into the earth. And he says, "You and I have similar powers."
I don't even,
Kiri,
I don't
Kiri
even
is
know what that
confused.
means.
Kiri is confused. Father, what is going on here? And he looks at her and he says, "Mind your place, daughter." And Genji looks at you and he says, "After the mountain and the temple was destroyed by your powers, Genji was able to use his ninja abilities that you didn't even know he possessed to carve out a space in the crumbling debris so that he could survive. And my men discovered him at the edges of the Koto region. And now he's working with us to try to build a stronger ninja tribe. Would you have an issue with this?
That man, that conqueror of the mountain, he's poison. And he's going to poison the rest of your tribe. Just like he poisoned all those people in the village beneath the mountain. I may have ended up accidentally dropping the mountain on everybody, but those people were already dead because of him.
So it was a mercy killing. Is that what you call it?
There wasn't anything merciful about it. But they weren't living, they were existing.
Cujo walks up to you. He says, "We have an opportunity to let the past be the past. Our lives are completely different now than it was when that happened. You have joined some type of crew, from what I've been told, and now I have joined Ishihara Gumi. We don't have to be enemies at this point. I have no ill will towards you. Can we just let this go?"
So I think at this point I look at Curie for a second.
As you look at her, she waves her hands to the side with a worried look on her face to try to show you that she had nothing to do with this. She didn't know this was going to happen.
Be that as it may, I have to ask her, Curie, if you would be on my team, if I have to lead you, I have to know that I can trust you. And believe me when I say, out of all the gifted, I'm the I am the one with trust issues. Am I going to be able to rely on you?
She looks at you and she says, "I am committed to the gifted, but I am also committed to my clan and the Thieves Guild. But you can trust me. I had no idea that this man would be here. You have to believe me."
I'll ball up my fist and I look around at the gigantic man that stands before me, and probably I'm assuming all the other ninja in the room. And I say, well, what choice do I have? And I'll look at Koji, or that's his name, right? Koji, you said?
Cujo.
Cujo. I gotta write that down. Hang on a sec.
I'll
Cujo.
send you all the details.
Okay. I look at Cujo and I say, I'll leave for now in peace, but understand that I will be mindful of your dealings.
That's just fine with me. You move mountains, I break them.
Gary, let's go.
Right? If her father stops you all and says, "Well, I don't want to end things on a negative note. Uh, this was not an attempt to deceive you. This was actually an attempt to be straightforward. We intend to fully utilize our new allegiance with this new team that you all have formed to strengthen our clan, to do good for our region, to expand our art of ninjutsu, and to strengthen the Tokyo Thieves Guild, and to bring it to the levels of prominence that it has always deserved. So we hope that this can be something good for all of us." Uh, Now, I'm sure after all of this fighting, you're hungry and tired. So we would like to serve dinner, and then you can rest.
Uh, while I appreciate your hospitality, Kiri, I know it's probably been some time since you've been here. If you would like to stay, feel free, but I won't stay in the same building as that man.
Very well. Kiri's gonna stay with her father. So she bows to you, and her father says, "You're free to go."
Now this is the big dude talking, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I get ready to leave and I turn around and look at him and I'd say one last time, you could choose whoever you want to be partners with, deal with. All I ask is that you heed my words, that that man cares for no one but himself. If he could betray your clan and benefit himself, he will.
He looks at you and says, "That may very well be the case. Have you thought about those words when it comes to the people you've just teamed up with? So we'll see where all of this leads." Oh, you can go ahead and fly. My man know not to shoot you down.
Thank you. I'm so tired of walking.
So what do you do?
Oh, I fly.
Where are
Fly
you
up.
flying? Where are you going?
I'm flying right to the door, get up in the air, and I head straight to the mountain. I'm
All
going home.
right. And that's where the episode is going to end.
Cool.
So